There we go. Completely forgot to plug the receiver of the microphone in. Makes it a little tough to be able to use a microphone if you don't have a receiver plugged in for it. Little bit, just a little tough. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We're off to a great start for this stream, but that's okay. This is going to be probably a shorter stream that's just for fun. I'm not stressing too much about this. It's the holiday time. It's the holiday time. It's holiday time. It's the holidays. I think that's where I was going with that. And I am just not going to worry about it. So this is just going to be a real easy going stream. Not sweating it at all. Okay, let's turn that off. Let's see here. Go ahead and do that. And, oh, that looks good. Okay, that's up. So hold on, let's check. Which one is that one? That is this one. So let's see if that source is available. It is. There it is. Switch to live. Oh, wow, that worked very well for once. Switch to the right speaker. Then I got to go to this screen. And, oh, there it is. Okay, okay. Let's see if that one's live yet. Let's see. No, but I think that one is actually this one. Bizarrely. No, that's not there yet, so I'm just going to give this a minute. Oh, whoops, I skipped right over it. I clicked the wrong thing. Okay, so that one's good. Yes, that one is live. This one, just waiting a minute. Yeah, I understand. Okay, let's see. Not yet. Hold on. Just waiting this other... Wait, does it show? Yes, it shows excellent. Oh, I see what I did wrong. I completely see what I did wrong. Whoops, I completely signed into the wrong account. That's why this isn't working. Hold on a minute. I just realized I essentially somehow signed into the same account twice. So give me a second here and I'll fix that. All right, let me sign into the correct account because, yeah, that's why. At least there's a reason. As long as there's a reason, that's all that matters. When things don't work, I just like there to be a good reason for it. And as long as there is, then it's easy to fix. So we want to sign in to the other account so that I can actually have it sitting next to itself, next to each other. Okay, I should get, okay. So there we are. All right, and yes. And give that a minute, and shut up. Gee, skip, I don't care. All right, now we gotta go to, what is this? Oh, that's very nice of somebody. Somebody complimented my painting. That is really nice. Hold on. Thank you so much. Hold on. You always got to thank people when they're nice. Thank you so much. That's very kind. Which it is. Because I don't think my painting is all that great. But when somebody appreciates the stuff that you do, then you take that minute and you thank them for it. Because not everybody takes the time. I talk about that a lot right on my stream. See? You take the minute to do something like that because it means stuff to people. It means something. It's worth doing, especially this time of year. Any time of year. Don't get me wrong. Any time of year. We should be appreciating people who make things that make us happy. But, okay, so hold on. I'm just waiting for this to pop up. I did click that button, yes? Yes, I did. So this should come up any minute. Okay, I see the excellent thing is there. All right. Let's see if it's... It may not be live here, though, yet. That was really fast. And usually when it's that quick... Oh, shorts. No. Why is that even here? Ugh. I definitely don't do anything with shorts. I certainly do not. Okay, why is this... Oh, you know what? Let me turn this off for a minute. I'll bet you because I didn't have that thing open. Now let me reactivate that and see if that pops it. I bet you it does. Yeah, that's what it was. Okay, I had a hunch. Again, as long as there's a reason for stuff, I don't... There it is. Yep, it came up. So I bet you it's here, or it should be here anytime. I'll just give that a minute. As long as there's a reason, I truly don't care. All right, so let's go to here, and there it is. Activate, and we got the second window, and let's tile those, switch to live, switch to people. All right, let's do a test. So you should hear this. Test one. Oh, I have to hit the button. Hold on, sorry. I have to hit the button. Blink. It's weird that I didn't hear it. Speakers are on, yeah? Yeah, speakers are on. Okay, hold on. I did hit the button, but I didn't hear anything. Oh, it's on mute. Unmute. There we go. Hold on. It was on a mute. All right, let me go here. Sure. And let me go to the dashboard. Save. Make that live. All right, let's try this test. There we go. Test 1 is successful. We can close this window. And then I just need to do test 2 from here. Successful. We can close this window. And finally, it was there. That's weird. The chat thing for Twitch was there, and it went away. There it is. And we'll say TEST3. And we are good. Okay. Everything is working as far as I can tell. Oh, there they are. All right, so I can go ahead and... Oh, crap. Oh, no. I think I just crashed the social stream thing. Yep, I sure did. Hold on. I don't love how it... That's fine. It doesn't matter. It crashed on me. I mean, I crashed it. I checked. It's fine. Okay, yeah, it's still there. I just have to reposition the windows. I don't know why. I wish some of these things... Okay. Actually, here's what I should say. If it were up to me, every program would have the ability for you to say, for a Mac, if I click the red circle, do I want it to hide or do I want it to close? All right, hold on, I hit the button. Did I hit the button? There it is. I hit the button. Okay. Now let me select it. Save, sure, whatever. And then go down to dashboard and hit OK. All right, I'm good. All right, so now all I have to do is make sure my Let's View window, it's correct. All right, and let's go ahead and roll the intro. And we will finally get underway here. How many minutes? 8 minutes in? Yeah, well, like I said, I'm not worried about it. This is going to be a shorter stream. I'm just relaxing. I'm not going to sweat it. So whatever it ends up being, it ends up being. That's how it is, everybody. Okay. So let's keep going on my moose head here. All right. So we're going to do some fur. Well, how is everybody? Well, there's nobody here. I hope. Oh, let me just get this chat box back up and turn the participants on, just so I can see in case somebody's there. Because if I see somebody pop in and they don't want to say anything, that's fine. But I can still say hi to them. But nobody should ever feel like they have to talk. There we go. If they don't want to, that's perfectly okay by me. I am not trying to make anybody feel like they have to participate if they don't want to. But I like to keep an eye out, because if I do see somebody pop in, or just on the off chance like the sound doesn't work and I see the thing, you know, it's good to have all that stuff in the window. You know what? I should turn the mirroring on for this, because these are mirrored. All right, hold on. Let's turn mirroring on. There it is. Well, I hope everybody who celebrated Thanksgiving had a good one. Now, I know different places celebrate it differently, meaning I think Canada had Thanksgiving 4 weeks ago, something like that. In the United States, we just had it within the last week. Yeah, in the last week. It was very nice. It is California cold now. Today is 40-something degrees, which I find very refreshing, but a lot of people in this state are having a hard time with. So for me, it's short sleeve weather, as usual. I enjoy seeing my breath. I will admit, because it's just a reality, that as I get older, my hands do tend to feel the cold more than they did before when I'm doing stuff like painting. My hands are starting to get numb a bit. So, you know, you can't escape this stuff forever. There are certain things that eventually are just going to come for you, and particularly with age, that's one. Because I was priming a canvas that I will probably not work on this weekend. I will probably work on next weekend. I have another canvas that I already have ready that I'm probably going to work on this weekend with the acrylic paint pens, which I have to say have worked out really well. I was not sure if they were going to be what I wanted them to be, but so far, outstanding. So I'm very, very happy about that. Oh, do I have the mirror on? No, I don't. They worked very well with what I call the Vampire Hunter D painting. I was very, very pleased with how that worked. It's interesting, though. Did I talk about this in the last stream? I may have. No, because I hadn't done... Wait, one Monday ago, weekend. No, I hadn't talked about it. I was surprised. I think I talked about it on the podcast, not on the stream. I was surprised that because I had gotten a set of just simple monochrome black and white acrylic pens a while ago for the painting I did of, I don't remember it's a Bob Ross painting. It's a really nice one. I'm going to do another version of it because I still haven't quite gotten the colors on the bottom part of it right. But I think I'm actually going to do a monochrome version of it with just like one highlight color. But there's one that he did that it's this big tree, and there's, what do you call it? The sun, like the light of the sun is beaming from behind it. It's a really nice painting. And I've done a couple versions of it. The first one I did, I really screwed up the color of the grass and everything under it. It just really bad. But the next one I'm gonna do a very, very muted color version of it. Wait, why is my, hold on, how come you can't see the Let's View thing? Is it really because I shrank it down? Sorry about that. I just realized it wasn't updating because I had minimized the window. Anyway, all I really did was color that in, so you haven't missed anything. Now we're going to go on to the headphones. Anyway, sorry about that. I didn't realize. So these paint pens. Oh, Moose. Hold on, I gotta get so this is line work, yeah? Yeah, so let me rename that. I got these cheap paint pens because I was just kind of doing basic blacks. That was really it. So then I bought some sets of Sharpie acrylic pens, which were more expensive. And so I was like, well, those will clearly have the better line quality, right? I mean, that's what you would think. And they do in the colors, but not in black and white. Interestingly, the cheap pens are a more opaque acrylic paint. It's really, really interesting. I would never have guessed that. And yet that's exactly what happened. So we want to say Moose. I'll just say color. Colors. Okay. This is the headphones, yes. So Moose, I have to break this out. This needs to come down here just to be separated. Do that. Move this. I guess that's fine. Okay, there's the headphones. Although those technically do have to go behind. Yeah, there we go. Well, actually they should go in front. And I'll just mask out the parts that need to be masked out. I can't do a mask of the whole thing. No, I didn't think so. I didn't think so, but I want to check. This should not... The sketches can be by themselves. They really don't need to be... or they don't need to be in their actual groups. They can just sit there as their own group called sketches. Sketches. Bang. Done. Sketches off. Okay. Right? Nothing else I need sketches for, I don't think. No, I'm good on that. So anyway, the cheap pens, the cheap black and white pens worked much better. I was very surprised by that. Wait, headphone sketch. Oh, I had a group. There we go. Okay, well, that's okay. I don't need that anymore. So this is headphones. And this would be line work. And this would be colors. Did that say subgroup? I saw ungroup. Okay, anyway. Right, I think I gotta move these. I just don't like how low they are. Well, you know what? Actually, they can just be hanging around. They can just be hanging around his neck. That's okay. Yeah, that's not bad. Let's go ahead and let's turn the moose off. And let's get these colors done here. So I will turn on the sketches just to get a sense of... Oh, yeah, no, I know what I'm doing. All right. Sketches off. Okay. So... let's see. How many layers do I have available to me? Let us take a quick look. So, yeah, I was kind of surprised by that, but 6 layers available. Yeah, I figured it was going to it's going to tighten up now. But that's okay. What I needed to get done, got done, and they worked very well for that. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and combine these just to buy myself a few more layers, because that antenna's fine. Yeah, just looking at things here. Okay. So I was pleasantly surprised by that, which was good. That the cheap ones. I mean, that doesn't really tell you anything because maybe I got them on sale or something. But I just expected the Sharpies. But all the colors on the Sharpies were really, really nice and opaque. So, it happens that way. Right. Okay. Yeah. All right. So, let's start with the band. So let's do a new layer. This layer will sit on top of this one. Do an assist. Let's sample that color. Let's draw on it. And then let's knock that brightness down. I think 40 looks good. We'll stick with 40. And that is mirrored, yes. Oh, that's interesting. Even though it's mirrored, it isn't mirrored. Hold on. Is this thing not on the right? Well, it says it's... well, whatever. We'll clean it up when we're done. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to sweat it. I'll fix it when we get to it. Like I said, this is going to be a low-effort stream. Not low effort. Low worry. Low stress. I am planning, unless anything changes, I am planning to... the week of Christmas, I will be doing a earlier stream. I think on that Monday, probably. So whatever the Monday of the week of Christmas is. So, well, let's see. 24th will be Christmas Eve. That is what, a Thursday? Or is it a Wednesday? Whatever. So, 21st or 22nd. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let me actually look. It's always good to be specific, even though this may post afterwards, so it may not matter. So I may just talk about it on the podcast. But let me just. I can take 2 seconds to look it up. All right. So Christmas Eve is Wednesday, 24th. So that would be the 22nd. So I'm planning on doing a earlier stream on the 22nd, and then probably on the following Monday, the 29th. Either that or Tuesday, one of those days. I will be doing earlier streams because I actually will have the time to do it, and I know that a lot of people are in different time zones and miss this live stream. And normally I don't have the ability to really change the time. This is when it works. But it so happens that I will have the time during those days. So that's what I'm going to do. So there will be a stream earlier. Probably fairly early. I'm thinking maybe 9 or 10 a.m. Pacific. So that it's nice and early. Even, early afternoon type of thing if you're in Britain, that, depending on where you are. I can't promise everybody's going to be able to see it. There's certain time zones that just aren't. I mean, let's put it this way. it'll certainly be far earlier for a lot of folks than it is right now for this one, where in Britain right now, this would be what? You're 8 hours ahead? I mean, it's like 1 a.m. or something there. So it's going to be a lot earlier than that. And that way people within those time zones will have the chance to, if they so choose. Why is that so off? Is the headphone thing not centered? Hold on, let me just grab this group. Is this not centered? It looks like it is, doesn't it? It sure looks like it is. Wait, why is it not snapping? Hold on. Something's weird. Oh, that's definitely not centered. What is it? Okay, so it's grabbing something incorrectly. What is incorrect about this? Hold on a second. Let me look at the line work. That's not right at all. Why is it like that? That's off. I know why. The antenna. The antenna is throwing it off. I got it. The antenna is what's doing that. Okay. So if I turn the antenna off, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, okay. Now I know why. As long as there's a reason. Like I said, as long as there's a reason, it's fine. So I'm not going to worry about it. Why am I not able to see? Oh, I forgot to hit the participants button. There we go. Anyway, sorry. Okay, not a big deal. Now at least I understand why it's doing that. So yeah, so I'm planning to do those earlier streams, and that way some people who probably typically don't have the ability to come to the live stream, if they want, they will have the option. I'm not expecting to suddenly have 400 people show up to the live stream that never do normally, but I do like, you know, having the option for people that if they want to attend, they can. So, just saying, I will make sure I bring this up on the podcast too, because, as I said, this is going to post after the fact for some people probably. So, kind of pointless to to announce something for people who won't be able to attend it. So, let's turn the assist off there. Let's just clean this up. Is that like that on the other side too? Hold on, it probably is if it's like that there. Sure is. There we go. Weird. But at least, yeah, I get it now. I don't know why it's doing it. Oh, going that layer. Okay, there we are. So yeah. Yep, that is the plan. Again, that could change if anything comes up, but shouldn't. Let's put it this way: no matter what, if not Monday, I am fairly confident. Unless it's suddenly, you know, there's like a winter storm in California that actually provides snow and knocks out power for a few days or internet or something, which could happen, but it sure seems unlikely. But outside of things like that, that's the plan. So we'll see. Nobody would be happier with a legitimate winter storm, meaning snow, than actually knock things out for not very long, not power, but I would, you know what? If the internet got knocked out for a few days, I wouldn't mind. I really wouldn't, everybody. I would read, I would draw, I would paint, I would figure out how to exist without it. I really would. Oh, why are the red X's there? Hold on. Are those the colors? No, those aren't colors. What are those from? Hold on. Oh, the X's got left in. That's, oh, because it's supposed to be black. Got it. Those are supposed to be blackened in. Well, let's go ahead and do that because that's what those X's are for. So let's blacken those in. X's in my drawings are always pure black. So, jeez, I can't believe I missed that too. Look at this. This is sloppy work. Ay, ay, ay. I don't know what those are either. We'll figure that out in a minute. There it is. Sorry about this, gang. I did not realize I had done such sloppy edge work here. Well, okay, that's sort of pointless because there's going to be black there. So I get why that wouldn't matter, but it shouldn't be like that everywhere else. Whoa, why is... Okay. Sorry, everybody. Hold on. Let's clear this out. Clear. Let's do an assist. Go to black. Yeah, that I gotta fix that too. But we'll fix that in a minute. Let's get this all blacked out. So this is done. Then I gotta get rid of those stupid X's because I left them on the line work layer, which again, I can't believe I did that. Man, oh man. I got hit on the head or something when I was doing this? I mean, I'm not saying I'm the shining example of perfect detail, but I usually don't make... Yeah, and this is messing with me too. The fact that this is not properly... Oh, well, you know what? These things don't actually matter. So where did I do it there? Yeah, see, like I didn't... Okay, you know what? You know what? We'll do it live. We're doing it live right now. We'll just add this stuff in and not worry about it. Okay. That. And that. All right. Okay. Now, I have to fix the black X's because those aren't supposed to be where the lines are. I mean, luckily, it's not a huge deal, but it's still really stupid that I left those there. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. There we go. Okay. No X's there. Good. Amazing. All right, then. So now, I think the sketches do have the little X's that I need, though. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Okay. Got it. Let's see. Some of these lines can also be combined, I'm pretty sure. What is this? Wait. Where were those little dots I saw? What are these? Hold on. What are those? Oh, are these the paint swatches? They are. Yeah, that's what I... Okay, so I don't need these anymore. Goodbye. I will take that layer back. Thank you. Thank you kindly. All right, so now... Let's take this. Let's find that layer, which is this one here. Let's do a new one. Let's grab this. I'm not even going to bother with the symmetry thing. I think it's just setting me up for disappointment, so I'm not even going to bother. I'll just do each side and not worry about it. Like I said, the goal here is a low stress stream. So I'm not worrying about it. I'm really not. Really not. Just going with it. It's not like this is a bad thing anyway. All right. Yep, got that nice layer there. All right. How long have we been doing this for? Well, really 20 minutes, but like I said, this is going to be a shorter stream. Honestly, because I downloaded the demo. There's a sale right now on Steam, which is not even a remarkable sentence to say anymore because there's always a sale on Steam, I feel like. But I downloaded the demo for Star Wars Outlaws, and I meant to try it, and then I went to hook the controller up to use, and the controller was dead. So, made it a little tough. Let's duplicate this layer. We're going to do something here. We're going to go ahead and brighten that up. There we are. And then the nice part is I can just go ahead and erase this. Now, interestingly, that's mirrored and it is working properly. So go figure. Go figure. All right. Okay. Just do this little bit here with a finer brush. Okay. Shouldn't affect anything. No, it doesn't. Good. Just do that. Let's check on this side. Yeah, see, that's lined up, and there we go. We got our gradations are done. Let's duplicate this, and let's really darken that. Yeah. Here we go. Maybe pull the saturation. Actually, leave the saturation alone. There we go. All right, so now let's erase the insides of this. nice kind of coloring. Just need to do the parts here, and then I can get the big paintbrush to take off the rest. Oop, a little too much there. There we are. Do, 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 do. All right. Okay. Oop. There we are. I may do an alternate moose version of this. I probably will, but I have to kind of work out what it's going to look like. I sort of have an idea. But I thought of doing a moose from the side wearing headphones. But like a full body moose, because now with threadless, I shouldn't say now, you've been able to do it for a while. But threadless allows for, what's the word for it? It lets you, hold off, I will complete my words. It allows for alternate images. So you can have a front image and then like a different image on the pocket for the shirts that have pockets, and then a different image for the back. And I'm kind of digging getting into doing the alternate design so people can I already did one. The first one I think I did like that was, the first one that there's a lot of difference, I should say, between was the Alien Earth sheep one. That one is very different depending on, look at that, see? Look at that. Unbelievable. I just don't understand it. I really don't understand. I mean, whatever, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm going to paint it back in. But it's stupid. That's the first one where it has like a real difference to it. Mostly in how the wording is, but still, it is a difference. So, this one is another one I think I want to do like that. Let me do an alternate moose design on it and see how it looks. We'll see. We'll see. That's my plan. I may change my mind on that. I've certainly changed my mind on things like that before, but I don't think so. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Okay. Right. Man, sure just caught something on my back that made me itch pretty badly. Let's see where we are. 33 minutes. Okay, not bad. Okay. Right. Loop that around here, and let's go ahead and that's got to go. Fill this in. And we'll take that little edge off. And now we look like we should. Okay, so we got that shading done. And then we have to come in here and do the darker grays. So that's this. Duplicate. Now in this case, we're going to knock it down. 40%. We'll pull saturation out a little bit. There we are. Okay, good. I was going to say, I don't even want to use it. I don't even want to use the symmetry thing because it just doesn't seem to be working correctly, so something threw it way off. I mean, I guess it's got to be the antenna thing, but it's just weird. There is something odd about how it's been thrown off. Fortunately, doesn't really matter. It's okay, but it's still strange. Let's go ahead and erase that. We'll leave that middle part of the band darker. And then we will do this. Oh, no, not that. Let's do this. Okay. Then we'll do even a brighter color there. So we're doing this. And we bring that in here. And then we just do this part of this little cylindrical bit. Spherical. Cylinder is more like a aluminum foil tube is a cylinder. This is not a cylinder. This would be a sphere. That's the same color, yes? Yeah, so we want to basically, I don't know, let's do this. And let's do this. And we'll do the same general thing here. But we'll expand that to Actually, you know what? I'll do this. Do this a little different. Let's do that. There we are. And there we are. Okay, now, I don't think that was on. No, it was not. So let me just check. So that's 2 and 4. So 2 and 4 of that one. And then on the other one, it is 3 and 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, 6. Yeah, 6 or 5? 6. Okay, just checking. Make sure I do this right. Okay. Switch there. And we'll do that. Okay. Just take a look at it for a minute here. Just looking to see if it looks right, which I think it does. It looks okay to me. Yeah, I think we're good on that. Yeah, so that looks like metallic, yeah. Okay. Yeah, looks good to me. I think we're all right. Let's see. Yeah, okay. All right, so let's see here. Let's keep going. We want to do now. I want to do an even lighter color. Let's see. Do I have the layers? I don't know that I do. I do. Amazing. All right, let's crank that brightness up. And then we want to erase everything essentially under there. Oh, well, maybe not that. We'll see about that. We have to see. And we'll see about that too. So we'll do that. Actually, you know what I need to do? Well, it's okay. I do need to get rid of that. I need to go here, there. Let's get rid of that. Okay. And then down here, get rid of this and all of this. Yes, there it is. That's what I was aiming for. Like that. Perfect. And then I just got to check this one. Oh, whoops. I didn't finish doing these. That's my fault. I didn't finish doing these. How about I finish what I started here before I go down? I think I did the bottom one and I forgot about this one. So let me just do this. I don't know. This is just it's just a small complaint of mine. Just a little complaint. I don't know how many people are watching that. Okay, so 1 and 3 are all that should be left of this one. 1 and 3. That HBO series, Welcome to Derry, which is about the town that the Pennywise creature lives in. You know, I saw a review of it, and it reminded me of one of my real... So top 2... Wait, let me see this. Top 2 and second from the bottom. Okay. And it reminded me, as I said, of a pet peeve of the new It movie, and in particular, the new Pennywise clown. I really don't like the design of the new Pennywise clown. I think they really didn't understand. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do this. Oh, that's what I intended to do. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to do, wasn't it? Oh, no, actually, okay, that looks good. So for those who don't know, if you've never... Hold on. So the bright white is 2 and 5. So if you don't know anything about the show or the book, and I'll keep it spoiler-free for people who... 2 and 5. For anybody who is interested. So It is I think it's probably one of the more famous Stephen King books. That from the earlier part of his career, anyway. This one is 1 and 3. Okay. And it concerns a town in which lives this evil presence, which is referred to as It. Never has a name. It's just It. It's a thing. That's not really a spoiler. I mean, that's if nothing else, pop culture osmosis should have given you that one. But in any event, the creature, I shouldn't even say creature, it's an entity, really. The entity exists in this town, and one of the things that it does is it feeds on the fear of human beings. And the way that it does that for children is it often presents itself as a clown. Pennywise the dancing clown. And the idea is that when you see Pennywise, I mean, unless I drastically misread the book, and it just doesn't make any sense if it isn't like this. The idea always, to me, was that if you saw Pennywise in a normal situation where you would expect to see a clown. Oh, whoa, jeez. I heard something. Hold on. Wait a minute. I heard something and yet there's nothing there. Why don't I see anything? Oh. Sorry, let's see. Oh, jeez. Because it's a moron. Of course. Banned. I should have known. But it did. Why is this so off? What is off about this? Why does this look... Oh, that's why. Okay. It's actually fine. Jeez. Morons. I should have known. Yeah. Anyway. So when you see... the way I always interpreted it was that if you were in a place where a clown would not be normally unusual to see, like, you know, during a town fair or carnival or something like that, or a celebration where somebody might be dressed up as a clown, what you would see would be a normal, a standard clown. Now, obviously, there are people who have a fear of clowns, so those people are never going to be comfortable around a clown of any kind. It wouldn't matter whether it was secretly a creature that fed on fear or not. You just wouldn't like clowns. And that's fine. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who ordinarily would not have a fear of clowns, would see Pennywise, and he would look more or less like a clown, like a person in makeup and a silly outfit, aiming to entertain others. That's what Pennywise would look like if he was not in predator mode or, fear-eating mode. And then he would become scarier when he was I did that backwards. When he was trying to feed on a particular person or, in rare cases, groups of people. Otherwise, he would look like a normal clown. And if you were to watch the 90s miniseries they made of it, which was I think it was like a 2 or 3 night thing. It was a big deal back then. That's when miniseries were, the miniseries concept was really big on television. And Pennywise was played by a very famous actor named Tim Curry. Excellent actor, great in the role. And the thing is, he functioned perfectly in either mode. When he was normal Pennywise, he basically just looked like a normal person. And he could talk like a normal person. He could come off, and you would never know. You never had an idea of what he was, really, until he shifted. And then his eyes would turn yellow. His teeth would be very sharp. He changed. He would morph into a scary version. But the new Pennywise always looks scary. It never looks like a normal clown. And I'm just sitting here going... whenever I see that version, I just think, yeah, that clown is not going to be able to hide what it is. They clearly didn't understand what the idea of Pennywise was supposed to be. Is that he's supposed to lure you in by looking normal, and then that enhances your amount of fear when you realize that he is in fact sinister. And instead, they just made him look very... almost ridiculously scary, to the point where it almost isn't scary because it's so overdone. And I just don't understand that line of thinking. It makes me think that the people who made it didn't understand what Pennywise was all about. To me, it's just bizarre. It's the only way I can put it. It is bizarre to me. So every time I see that version of the clown, I'm almost laughing at it because I'm just thinking, yeah, anybody who sees this creature is going to have plenty of time to get away from it. Because, all right, this is also not really a spoiler for the 90s miniseries because I think it's the second thing that happens in the miniseries. It's the inciting event. One of the kids has a younger brother who's out playing in the rain, and he's got this little boat. Oh, wait, I did that wrong. Sorry. And the kid's name is Georgie, and he's playing with the boat, and the boat goes into a sewer grate on the street. And he's trying to get it, and he sees a clown in there. And at first, reasonably, he's freaked out by it because a clown shouldn't be in the sewer grate. But the clown appears to be friendly. You know, and just kind of and plays it off. And again, this is what I'm talking about, where you can't do this. You can't make this work if your clown is ridiculously scary looking. But in the miniseries, when he's first in the sewer, it's odd, but he looks friendly. And so he's like, oh, here, I've got your boat. And then Georgie reaches his hand in, and that's when Pennywise grabs him. And then he shifts into the scary version. And that's how it's supposed to work. Whereas this version of Pennywise, I don't believe any child would not immediately be frightened by him and think, I need to run. Keep the boat. I'm getting out of here. And that's where I feel like it's a character design failure. Because there is no version of that clown that doesn't look frightening. They also made this is the only thing I don't remember of the book, because I haven't read it in quite a while. I think in the book they do show a person who looks like it's what Pennywise... It's a person who Pennywise took over. I know the show does it. I just don't remember if that's in the book or not. I really can't remember. But even that human being, who apparently in the show anyway, I don't remember the book. I can't remember this from the book if that was there or not. But in the show, he kind of doesn't like kids. But again, even the normal-looking person before the creature possessed him or whatever it's supposed to be, even that person looks frightening. And I'm just sitting there going, yeah, guys, you don't get it. Whoever made this decision was not thinking it through. And unfortunately, it makes the concept of that clown somewhat ridiculous. Not even somewhat. It makes it ridiculous. So, anyway, that's just my 2 cents on it, but I find it silly. Anyway, where are we? You know what? I think this is a good place. There's a little more work to be done. Actually, you know what? I have time to do it. Why not? Okay, so let's go ahead and let's go to here. Let's turn this off. Oh, wait a minute. Wow, hey, Timber Dragon. An actual real commenter and not a stupid bot trying to sell, junky crap. Welcome to the stream. I hate to tell you, I'm ending it somewhat soon, so I feel bad about that. But this was meant to be a shorter stream. But thank you for coming by. Just need to do one thing here. What I need to do is I'm going to go ahead because I know I don't have a lot of layers left. How many have I got? A couple. Oh, 0. Okay. Well, let's see what we can do here. Because some of this can probably be combined, I think. What is this? What is this layer? Oh, that's the... Yeah, I know what that is. What is this layer? What is this layer? Oh, I see what it is. Let's see. I kind of took a break from YT. Hey, that's not a bad thing. That's okay. You know what? That's not a bad idea. It really... Yeah, I know. Well, luckily... Yeah, I know that's stupid. That's what I've had a lot of. Unfortunately, it's just a reality of these things. There's always some stupid bot that shows up, and I'm sure there's moderation tools that I could use. And it's so easy for me to just ban them that I just ban them, and that's perfectly fine. But yes, a bot showed up. Luckily, banning a bot is very, very simple. so it took no time at all to do it. Just checking my layers. You know what? This can combine down. What's this one? That's the cable. Headphones. Yeah, this can combine down. We don't have to keep those separate anymore. Most of this stuff can probably combine because it's done now, so... Taking a break from YouTube is not bad. That's probably actually a very good idea. More people should probably do that. So, I think you were smart to do that. Let's see. I'm going to go to bed in a minute so I can stay for... Well, that's okay because I'm going to be ending the stream very soon anyway. I've been on for quite a while. For me, for a while. So, I appreciate you coming by, though. And you know what? I'm glad you took a break from YouTube, like I said. I think that it's probably a good idea for people to do now and then, is to just get away from it for a little bit. So I think more and more people are starting to kind of get that sense that it's not bad to take a break from this stuff now and then. So I'm glad you took a break, since hopefully it was something you wanted to do. And I appreciate you coming by and hang out, even for a minute. That's okay. You've been enough to these streams where I don't, people come by if they want, they don't, they hang out. That's okay. I'm not chasing numbers. I'm not after any of that stuff. So to me, this should just be a place where people come by if they feel like it, and stay for as long or as little time as they want. So I just appreciate you coming by at all. So thank you for coming by at all. And if you're going to bed, I hope you have a good sleep. Terrible. You know what? Should I put that under? That might be a good idea. No, I need it to be over. Okay. I knew I was thinking there's a reason why I didn't do that. That's why. All right, so we just have to do this carefully. So I just have to do this. Well, that's not gonna work doing it that way. Yep, you too. Thank you for coming by. And have a wonderful rest. Enjoy your sleep. Sleep is wonderful. It really is. I truly do feel bad for people who have sleep issues, because, boy, that's a terrible thing. I have fortunately really never had that problem. I hope I never have that problem. I really don't ever want to, because yikes. So I feel bad for people who have it. Oh, I gotta figure out how to do this. You know what? I know what we're gonna do. I know what we're gonna do here. We're just gonna go ahead and we're going to... I am gonna stop the stream here, because what I'm gonna do is I can do this one thing I can't do here that I can do in Photoshop. In Photoshop, you can mask groups. I cannot do that in Procreate. So rather than get frustrated at not being able to do this, I'm going to leave this here, and I will do the masking in Photoshop. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and do this. There we go. And bring this stream to a close, because this is where I wanted to be anyway. So I'm about where I wanted to be. And since I can't do that masking anyway in Procreate, that is a perfect place to bring this stream to a close for the evening. So thank you, Timber Dragon, and anybody else who sees this later, because Timber Dragon and this stupid bot. So not to the bot. No thank you to the bot. Goodbye. You're banned. Don't worry. They'll come up with a new name and be back in some other form. Unfortunately, bots, that's how it works. But I thank you, Timber Dragon, for coming by. I hope you have a wonderful sleep. I hope you have a wonderful sleep. I hope you sleep well. That's where I was trying to go. If I can ever learn to speak English properly, I hope you have a wonderful sleep. Good grief. And anybody who's watching this later, hey, I appreciate you watching it later. It's nice when people stop by live and say hello. It's fine if people watch it later. I don't. Again, I'm not chasing live numbers or anything like that. This is purely a relaxing hobby thing. So, however, and in whatever form you found this, thank you for stopping by and watching even part of it. And I will end this, as I always do, by telling you to, like that person did for me a little while ago, right when I started, Support creators that you enjoy in whatever way you can. It does not have to be monetary. Monetary is great if you can do it, but not everybody has the money to do that. So send a person a message like that person sent to me. That was just as good as if they donated money. Honestly, it is, because I don't ever think people are watching the stuff I'm doing. So that was very nice to just hear from somebody. So you can just do that. Send a note, post on their whatever platform they're putting their artwork or music or whatever on. Share their stuff so other people can find it, because some people are trying to build up audiences because they're trying to make money from it, and that will help them. There's lots of ways you can help people. And again, it doesn't always have to be money. It can just be in trying to get more eyes on their stuff, or just telling them that you appreciate their work. You'd be amazed how much that means to people. It really is a significant thing to just say, hey, I really like your work. And that's it. You don't have to write a novel. It can be that simple. I mean, the person that left me the comment, it was one sentence, and it made my night. And it was great, because I probably have to have my car put in the shop, so I've been in a bad mood most of today, because this is a car problem that doesn't seem to ever get fixed. So it was nice to have that little note there to kind of erase the cloud of what a lot of today was. So that's what I mean. It doesn't have to be about money. It can just be appreciating somebody's work. You never know when the person will see it and what it'll mean to them. So take the time to at least do that. If you can do more, by all means, do more. But don't get locked into the idea that if you can't donate money, that people aren't going to appreciate your value of what they do. Value does not always have a dollar sign attached. Sometimes it does, and that's great when it can work that way. But valuing work can also just be appreciating it. So whatever you can do, take even 5 minutes and do it, especially this time of year, holiday time, where you try to do a little bit more for people. Try to do that little bit more for somebody when you can. Although I think you should do it all year. That's why I say the same thing in every stream all year round, because you should do it all year. But in any event, now I'm just rambling, so I'm going to go ahead and shut up. I don't know if this will post. I don't know if there'll be another one that posts before the holidays for this year. So if not, if you see this before the holidays, have a great holiday. If you see it after, hope you had a great holiday. And on that note, thanks for being here. And until the next stream, take care.